Shalom from Jerusalem. There is a saying here, there are no young Jews. Every Jew is 3,000 years old. Now, the meaning for this is that they carry with them the memory of 3,000 years. And with this 3,000-year-old memory, they carry the burden of unparalleled persecution. The Jewish people are incredibly deliberate with their culture and faith education system. Their attendance to thoroughly and religiously observing biblical feasts, laws and commandments is to be commended. The way their faith is practiced in a family setting facilitates the learning of every generation in a household as a normal part and an enjoyable part of everyday life. I will go into more detail, but the demands on this video, I couldn't do it, and I need to learn more in the coming months. A couple of examples though. Weekly Torah portions. The Torah is broken down according to the weeks of the Jewish calendar, and every practicing Jewish person, at a minimum, is reading the same portion of Torah or Old Testament, Genesis to Deuteronomy, every week. What a great way to talk about and share biblical learning with your peers, or even the guy you're sitting next to on the train in the morning. Mezuzah on doorways. Every doorway in a Jewish residence or building here has mezuzah on it, and so in our apartment alone we've got 5 of these on every doorway we walk through. It's a little decorative case, and inside it it's got a piece of parchment. That parchment has got Deuteronomy, scriptures from Deuteronomy on it, and every time I see it I'm reminded of its contents, which reads, "Fix these words of mine in your hearts and minds, tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Teach them to your children, talking about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Write them on the doorframes of your houses and on your gates, so that on the days of your children may be many in the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors, as many the days that the heavens are above the earth." The Jewish people can be great storytellers, and storytelling is a fun family part of meal times, especially Friday night Shabbat. As Christians, we need to know that the stories they put some of the greatest emphasis on are those of their greatest persecutions. Why do we need to know this? It's kind of unpleasant, right? Jesus commands us to love one another. "As I have loved you, so you must love one another," says Jesus. But if you turn up here in Israel, all bubbly, happy Christian, and tell a Jewish person that you love them, you get, "Don't tell me you love me if you don't know what causes me pain." They're looking for a relationship, a real, true, meaningful love. You see, the unpleasant historical records that most Christians have conveniently forgotten or choose not to uncover or speak about are the same stories strategically passed on to every Jewish generation as a warning from previous experience. I'm sure many of us can testify the power that experiences give to certain memories. I had this just the other day when I was helping my daughter Lucy to wash her hands. Now Lucy has just turned 2, so I put the soap on her weak hands and help her rub it in. Then I pick her up and hold her close to the tap and help her wash the soap off, making sure that I get between each finger so that all the soap is washed away. She doesn't really have the coordination to get the soap rubbed in or even to wash it off properly just yet. Just as I'm gently washing Lucy's fingers with mine, I have this flashback memory that really made me stop and think. The memory was my hands being washed in almost the exact same way by who else but my father. I remember the running water, the big strong hands, so gently washing mine, each finger making sure all the soap was off. The thing that stands out for me in this is that I must have been approximately 2 years old. Lucy's age, it won't be long until she's washing her hands unassisted, just like her older sister, and she won't need me for this purpose anymore. I think it's cool that this experience with my daughter brought back a pleasant 29-year-old memory from when I was 2. I have been told that pleasant and positive reinforcement is far more impacting on people's behaviours than a negative or an unpleasant reinforcement. So where am I going with this? Most of you will be well aware that Maddie and I have been led by God to Israel for a season of volunteer service with Bridges for Peace. Bridges for Peace is Christians serving Jewish people here in Israel and throughout the world through the food bank and the tons of food that is delivered each week to homes in need, through free home maintenance services, children's support, free school supplies, just to name a few. The Jewish people that Bridges for Peace encounters experience genuine and impacting expressions of love with no strings attached. What do we as Christians get out of it? Through time and dedication, we hope to begin to heal the wounds left so tender and exposed by vivid memories of a horrific history of persecution.